Okay, so we have seen the structure of component bundle. Okay, LWC component bundle. Okay, now we have seen how to create the component, how to push the component to the org. Okay, and then how to place it somewhere. Okay, at least in one entity, that is lightning page. Okay, app page. Okay, so just let me log in. Okay, we have placed our component. Okay, just sample component. Okay, in our one of the application page. Okay, we have exposed it, we have seen how to expose, and we have just put it somewhere in our landing page. Okay, so okay, I have placed it or not, let's see. Mm, okay, now here I guess. So you guys also for practice purpose create a page. Okay, there you can test your component. Okay, so just create this kind of app page, and there you can put your component and try again and again. Okay, so that will help you a lot to just test your component again and again. Later, according to your need, you can put the component. Okay, and guys, if you want to ask something, then only unmute. Otherwise, mute yourself. Okay, there's no. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about documentation of Salesforce regarding LWC. Okay, so we will be seeing a lot of reference, a lot of documentation into front end. Okay, front end is our LWC. Okay, so as I told you, there is no need to memorize everything. Okay, you just need to know where you will be finding that particular reference to. Okay, so for that we have SLDS. Okay, SLDS is kind of you can say uh, your HLDS should be your primary reference for designing purpose, okay, or your coding also and everything. Okay, then after that, if you want to use components that you will be using a lot, okay, a lot of out of box components, for that you need to go to component library. Okay, these two things are most important. Apart from that, as I told you, that you have to little bit learn for HTML. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of HTML or not. Okay, so a little bit you have to know about, like, main tags. Okay, and how basically HTML works. Okay, so that you can learn from anywhere. Okay, but my recommended resource, I'll tell you. Okay, that you can learn. Okay, that is W3 school. Okay, and HTML. Just type like this and you'll be getting this. Okay, that's very good website. I have basically recommended to a lot of people. Okay, just learn about HTML. Okay, a little bit, just some tags and everything. JavaScript, somewhere it is JavaScript. Don't worry about it. Okay, just see about those general tags that you are having, okay, PH1 and all these things, and see how basically they are created, how they are basically used. Okay, it would not take more than 1 or 2 days for you guys. Okay, just see how they are. Don't have to learn. Okay, just don't have to memorize. Sorry, not learn. Don't have to memorize. Just see how basically these basic elements are used. Okay, and then later about LWC specific elements that we will be using, will be learning everything. Not an issue on that. Okay, but this is also important. Okay, so just see this website and visit here. Okay. JavaScript, we are already covering it, so not an issue. Okay, CSS, it's optional if you want. Okay, you can learn about it. Okay, we'll be covering a little bit CSS. CSS cannot be covered, as basically we don't have any kind of, like, target that much CSS you have to know. Okay, we'll be telling you that's how you can set the properties. Okay, and you can basically add the properties all the technique will be telling you, but not all the stuff here. Okay, so CSS also you can check all the properties you can get here. Obviously, once you will be requiring that particular property, then only you'll be taking the reference. Okay, these all reference will be working there. Okay, these two things you can just go through it and see how they are looking like. Okay, this is good website. Otherwise, you can learn from anywhere. Okay, you can standard documentation also there. Also, you can see. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, now another thing that we have is component library. Okay, so what you have to do is type it like LWC component library. Okay, Google it and you'll be getting component library. Okay, so component library, as by the name itself, it is clear that it would be holding components. Okay, so LWC, that's why basically it is faster to develop. Okay, because it has pre-built components. Okay, those we call out of box component. Okay, so these components are basically pre-built and you just have to use it. Consider a lot of components that you have to visit and see. Okay, some of those will be showing you how to use those for now, but you know, you need to be familiar with the names. Okay, what all you can do. So most of the requirement of your basically UI would be completed by using those components. Okay, so this is second reference that you are going to get here. Okay, and maybe basically 60 or 70% you are going to visit here only. Okay, and you see lightning web components and aura, for both you are going to get here. Okay, basically you are building lightning web components, so you are going to reference here. Okay, so inside lightning you are going to get all these components. You see all these components. So what I would suggest, okay, that you go one by one. Okay, and see what they are doing, so that it in basically your subconscious mind, okay, it is there that okay, for that particular feature I can go to component library and can use that particular component. Okay, so like button, very basically similar to normal HTML button, right? But this is LWC button. Okay, so how once you are going to click on it, how you are going to see it? Okay, that way. So these are basic buttons. Now if you are going to click here, okay, you'll be seeing a lot of basically variants here. Okay, and this is the preview. Okay, second thing that you are seeing here is the preview, how they will look like once you are going to use in your LWC. Okay, and where you find the code here. Okay, so here you are having the code. Okay, here you can change it also if you want. Okay, but for now just take the reference. Okay, just like consider that this button I want. Okay, so I will be okay. Now that's fine, I just need the code. Okay, so if you see here, brand button is there. If you are going here, you see label is brand. Okay, so the tag is, let me copy it, the whole thing I'll copy it from here. Okay, and I'll go here, I'll just paste it. Okay, like this. Now what you see here, this lightning button is the opening and closing tag. Okay, just like we are having div here. Okay, same thing we are having lightning button here. So most of the tags here in LWC, they are going to start from lightning button, lightning keyword. Okay, so those are Salesforce specific. Now as soon as you are going to use it here, it will automatically know that you are referring to the button of Salesforce LWC component. Okay, that is already pre-built. Okay, into the library. You just need to use it. Now here you are having variant attributes. These are all attributes. Okay, so a little bit I will explain here. Okay, so you are having these tags. Okay, these tags. That's how the whole HTML will be looking like. Okay, there will be
Can
tags.
you try opportunity path? Like
Come again, please.
opportunity path component.
Opportunity path component.
Yeah, there is a component called in SLDS,
There is
which
a
you
component called path, not
P path,
opportunity
P path.
path.
Yeah, path. Yes, yes. Sorry, path.
Hmm. Yeah, we have that. Oh, what is with that?
Can you give demo on that one also? How you apply that SLDS for the path?
Yeah,
How is it?
we'll be starting
Yeah.
from basics. Okay, so we are reaching there. Okay,
Mhm.
path and everything will be reaching. If you want any exclusive component to be shown, that will be showing, but we need to connect
Yeah.
with it first. Okay, so
Okay,
we'll be
okay, yeah.
starting in document, then we'll be reaching. We'll be doing mostly these components. Okay, so those I show. Path and everything is not that much complex. So we show data table. That's most of the cases you are going to use data table. Okay, we use icons, file upload, layout items. Okay, model
Yeah.
navigation, progress indicator. That's what you are saying. I guess it is one of the variant. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I felt difficult when I tried to apply that path into my
Hmm.
project. I just took help from ChatGPT and it worked, but I just really interested to know
I'll
how.
show you. I'll
Yeah,
show you.
yeah.
Not an issue. Okay.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
here, this is one of the variant that I'm showing. This is kind of progress indicator or path you are saying. Okay. Then
Mhm.
spinner, loader, tag set, toast, tree, refresh, how to. So these are the basic components. Those are most used. I show here. Okay.
Most of those years. Okay.
But the thing is that we cover it in the last. Okay. I'm just covering it because I think you only asked. Okay. So we are
Mhm.
showing you a couple of components. Okay. And
Okay.
if you want an exclusive component to be used uh, in your project, okay, you can ask. Okay, we can cover it
Yeah.
that way, not an issue. But we'll be covering anyway.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
nevertheless.
Next.
Okay,
Oh, sorry. By the way, what is your name? I'm sorry. I'm thinking like next. You wanna? What is your exact name?
my name is Abhishek. Okay,
Abhishek. Abhishek. Okay. Thank you, Abhishek.
okay? Yeah. Okay, fine. So we are just putting it here. Okay, so for those who are not aware of a little bit about HTML, not that much. I guess all of are already, but in that case only. So whatever you are seeing here, okay, these blue text here, those are all attributes. Okay, attributes kind of, you can say we are giving some properties to that particular tag. Okay, how this tag should be there, some settings. That's it. Okay, so you have lightning button. Now some settings you are giving, how it should be looking like, how it should be behaving. Okay, all these things you provide as attribute here. Okay, so attribute are provided like that. Okay, if you have static value, you provide inside double colon. Okay, and if you have dynamic value, okay, then you provide inside the curly braces here in the WC. That will be covering here. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, on click, what will happen? Everything you don't have to worry about it. We'll be covering it anyway. Okay, so these are all attributes. Okay, so only attribute that is taken by the tag that you can put here. If that is not compatible with the tag or it is not built with the tag, you cannot provide here. Okay, so only attribute that would be working with the tag, that only you can provide here, and based on that only it is going to have all the uh, properties and all the behavior. Okay, so for now if you see variant is brand here. Okay, so most of the cases if you are seeing here variant is changing. Okay, so if you see here variant is base, then it is looking like this. Variant is neutral, it is looking like this. Variant is brand, it is looking like this. Okay, so variant means what type of button you are trying to use. Okay, destructive this. Okay, so all these are variant of the lightning button here. Okay, so if you want to use normal button, you can use button tag also. That is HTML, standard HTML tag. Once you are going to learn about it, you are going to basically use that button. It will create a classic button type of view. Okay, but this is basically standard LWC button that you are having. Okay, with the standard variants here. Okay, now you can create on your own also. Every component that is there you can create on your own, but some of the components are so complex and so basically beautifully crafted here that it might take days for you or months for you to create also, right? So like data table, it's very important component that is there. Okay, so always try to use LWC components here. Okay, rather than creating on your own. Okay, that's a recommendation. But later, as soon as you are going forward, you are going to learn about it. Okay, so now if you see, if I am just putting it like that and I deploy it. Okay. So little bit you are going to see here about some browser tools also. Okay, so a little bit we are going to cover here. Okay, we covered a little bit about basically meta file configuration. I have shown you where you are going to find the meta file configuration, right? Where we have exposed it, correct? This, okay, and then after that, how you are going to utilize it, the LWC component. We have exposed to one entity, that is app page, and we are utilizing it there. Okay, now a little bit about refresh and cache control. What is cache and why actually you need the cache control while developing basically. Okay, while using the LWC component, controlling the cache is different thing that we are going to do later. But for now, while developing, how you can control the cache. Okay, so if you see here, if I come here and refresh. Okay, now you see still I have pushed, but still you see that older component is loading. Okay, it is not loading that button I have pushed. Okay, it should be loading. Okay, So why it is happening? It is happening because of the cache. Okay. And what is cache? Okay. Can anyone tell? Anyone knows about cache here? Anyone? Any idea about cache? Browser caches? Okay. So actually, modern browser, all modern browser, okay, those uh, are basically using a technique that is called do not call again and again to the server. Okay, that means, so basically what happens in very layman terms, you understand. Okay, your browser is kind of, okay, your browser is kind of you can say a third party caller. Okay, it is basically calling to some endpoint. Okay, every time. Okay, just as API request. Okay,
It's a
API.
temporary memory, right? It's a cache. Instead of, so for example, if you, for example, like if you interact with the server, if you get
Hmm.
anything new, we can get from there only. It is like previous things and all we can get from cache memory only, right?
Exactly, exactly. You are very close. Yeah, that's fine. So now let's understand this way. Okay. So once browser is calling to any endpoint, some who has learned integration in last sessions, okay, those are already aware of it. Okay. I have shown you how browser is making a get request every time. Okay. So whatever endpoint that you are putting here, it is making a get request. Okay. Obviously, the browser is authorized, and which are not protected, which endpoints are not protected, you don't need authorization. Okay. So they are making a get request, and as a result, they are getting the page basically code itself, okay, along with the HTML, JavaScript, everything, and that is basically interpreted by the browser. Okay, so interpreter means browser is understanding that particular code, what is being written by that endpoint, and then browser knows, okay, this is the thing that I have to show. And that's what exactly everything is happening, right? So that's what we have discussed earlier also. Okay, then you are getting response as HTML page, okay, along with features in JavaScript and everything. And now here browser receives it, okay, and it interprets, okay. It interprets means JavaScript based browser will understand all your code. Your code, if it is in Aura, first it will load Aura, then it will because Aura is also one of the JavaScript library, right? So and then it is going to load the Aura component. If it is LWC, the standard web standards are already loaded, so it will load it, and it will interpret it, and then it will render. Okay, that's what the whole thing is happening. Okay, behind the scene in very top level manner. Okay, so when wherever you are clicking, consider that I'm clicking here. Okay, now what is happening, a request is being made by the browser. Okay, then it is hitting the endpoint is okay. If it is authorized, then it is going to send you a response as the page itself. Okay, then the page is understood by the browser. Okay, it is browser has received the page, it is understood by the browser, and browser is basically showing you by rendering it. That's the whole utilization of the browser. Okay, and now you know how big thing is the browser. Everything over the web can be interpreted and shown to you into the browser. Okay, otherwise how you are going to browse the web? Okay, that's why it is called browser, and you have all the things that should be compatible with the browser and all this fuss about. Okay, so now what is happening here, this thing takes a lot of time. Okay, what I have highlighted, this things takes a lot of time. So what is happening, browser is calling, then it is basically the request is sent to endpoint, then server basically where it is hitting, server is processing okay, what has been asked. Okay, and is basically request caller, basically caller is authorized or not, and then what response I have to send, all this time is taken. Okay, for uh, you it should not be looking like much, but it is in maybe in milliseconds or maybe in seconds also. Okay, so it takes time. If you see right now I loaded opportunity, it has taken time. Okay, if now if I click here, I have not clicked here, just remember that. Okay, if I click here, you see now it is taking a little bit time. Okay, You see, now it has changed. Okay, a little bit time, like 1 second or something like that. Okay, but in modern days, this time with these fast computers, internet, and everything, this time is basically you can say considerable, right? So what happens now if I go to opportunity again? Okay, you see now how quickly it loaded. Correct. Same thing if I do it here in account. Just remember that I'm clicking on the account first time here. Okay, since I logged in. Okay, now if I'm clicking on it, now you see it is taking a little bit time to load. Okay, same thing would be happening for here dashboard also. Now you see now it is loading and everything, it is taking time. Again if I go to account again, now see how quickly it is loading. Okay, in the opportunity, see, even it is not taking time. What it is doing, it is using cache memory. How? So browser basically the work of browser is that much only. Okay, but modern browsers are coming with the cache control. What happens if you are basically making request, okay, to the same resource again and again? Then what will happen? As soon as you are making the request, okay, browser will basically interpret everything, and here only it is going to cache it. Okay, cache it. It's called cache. Okay, cache means it will store in its memory. Okay, whatever you have got as a response, it will store in the memory, cache memory. Okay, now further what will happen if you are requesting for the same thing again? Okay, then it would not make that particular call. This step it will skip. Okay, and it would go there in its cache memory, and it would interpret and show it to you. Okay, now this is happening locally for the browser. Okay,
How many minutes it will store it?
sorry, what you asked?
I mean, how many minutes it will store in that temporary memory? And I mean, the cache memory.
How many?
Minutes, or how much time it will be taken to store, and
It
how many?
depends. It depends on a lot of things, right? So it is just I'm showing you that it is considerable time. If you are going to measure it, okay, so you might need a lot of tools and everything to measure it. Okay,
Yeah.
in LWC, once we are going to do the server call, okay, the Apex call, at that time I will be able to show you.
Oh,
But right now, I can show you only that way, because if I go there and show you server call and everything, it is not going to make sense for a lot of people. Okay, so if I tell you that, like if I load any other component, okay, so like if I go here, okay, and I load any of the other component, okay, so it is going to take this. That's how it is going to take time. Okay, just if I go here, okay, it is going to take time. If I go here, now see it is taking time. Okay, now again if you see, if I go here and again I come to room here, you see now it is not taking time. Okay, because it is showing you from the cached memory. That's why I'm telling you this step is skipped. Okay, now browser knows, okay, you are making request for the same resource again, so why I should be calling to the server if there is no new information? Okay, I should be showing it to you from the cached memory. Now this time is saved, so server call is not happening again and again. Okay, so this time is saved. Now your UI is bit faster, actually not a bit faster, a lot of you can say faster. Okay, why? Because it is considerable amount. Okay, so now servers are also fast and everything, but on top of that also you are having heavy UIs. Okay, so not making server call again and again is kind of basically going to contribute to your speed. Okay, that's what is happening, and that's what the whole cache memory it is. Okay, so time to time browser clears that cache memory also automatically, and you also have control in your code to clear that cache memory also. But while you are developing, okay, you need to make sure that you are clearing the cache once you are pushing the changes into the component. Why? Because now if you see here, if I'm refreshing, I have already shown you, right? If I'm refreshing this again and again, okay, even then also it is not loading the new things, new changes. Okay, so why it is happening? Because as soon as I'm requesting for this page, LWC test app page, it knows that, okay, you are requesting for the same resource. So why I should be making a server call? In server, it is already pushed. Okay, so what server? Salesforce servers. Here, okay, here we already have pushed this. Okay, you see, this one is pushed already. It is residing in the server. But unless your browser makes the call to the server again, it is not going to have the fresh data, fresh basically code here to be rendered. It is just showing you from the cached memory. Okay. Now, in order to do that, we can do two things basically, and at very top level. Either you clear it manually, okay, that control is given to you, or second thing, you somehow tell the browser that okay, now you should be clearing the cache memory, okay, you should be making the server call again. That second part we are going to control later once we'll be learning about all these things, okay, in our JavaScript and further LWC. Second thing, that first thing that we talked about, manual control of cache, that you have to do here, okay. So that's called using developer tools, okay. So a lot of ways are there to clear the cache. First thing is that you are going to use a lot, okay, to just open your dev tools, okay. Why just like that also you can clear the cache, but developer tool is something that you are going to use a lot, okay, for debugging purpose, for seeing the console and everything. You are going to use a lot as soon as you are opening your developer console, your dev tools, okay. Now here in the refresh button you have to click right, okay, right click, you are going to get option here, okay. So now here you see you are getting empty cache and hard reload. Once you are going to do it, then whatever cache memory it has created for that particular page only, you need to remember for that particular page only, okay. It is going to clear the cache memory and it will fresh call to that particular server and it will have the fresh code. Now once you are up with that, okay, you'll be having the latest code from the server, okay. That's what is going to happen. Now if I refresh it by clearing the cache, now you see I'm getting the button. So this time cache got cleared, so browser did not find any cache while loading the app. So sorry, loading the page here, okay, page app also you can call, okay. And then it is making call to the server again, and since we have already deployed this component to the server, okay, now it is loading the fresh code here and it is rendering whatever you have changed. This will happen every time, okay. Whatever UI that you are pushing, okay, you need to hard refresh or you need to clear the cache, okay. Once you are doing that, then it is going to load fresh, okay. So this is the first thing, first utilization of our dev console, okay. Right click, empty cache and hard load, okay, every time. Once you want to see the changes, okay. Any questions clear, guys? Anyone? Okay. Now you see brand button here. Another way to clear the cache is once you click on this profile, this is Salesforce specific. That tool I have told you, it is going to work for every page over the internet you can see in the browser, okay. Now here in Salesforce specific, you see here display density, okay. And this is kind of, once you are seeing record, it changes the density, right? It is a standard feature, okay. So once you are changing it, okay, so in the back end, Salesforce has a feature that it reloads the whole page in a new configuration, okay, and it clears the cache, okay. So that would help you a lot. Once you are clicking on that refresh, okay, it is going to hard refresh automatically, it clears the cache, okay. So it is just, you can say, a technique to use, okay. The standard way that you are having is I told you already, okay. So this is, sometimes this is more effective, sometimes very rarely it might not work, okay. This one, it might not work very rarely, okay, if the browser is stubborn a lot of times, okay, it might not work, but this is going to work, okay, because it is Salesforce specific. By code itself you are going to get the cache cleared, okay. So that you can choose here at, so you are going to refresh, okay, it is going to have the fresh UI loaded, okay. So these two ways are very popular that you are going to use to clear the cache, okay. So sometimes consider that your client is saying, okay, I cannot see the changes that you have pushed, okay. So you might be like, okay, clear your cache, okay. So this happens a lot once you are basically giving permission to someone, once you are making changes to the layout, because those are basically UI related changes, okay. If you have given someone view permission and earlier they were not able to view the field, now it will take some time, okay, for them to see the field, because now permissions are also cached here, okay, in code. So later, as soon as the cache is cleared, okay, then they will be able to see it, okay. If they are not able to see it for hours, maybe, okay, if they are not closing their browser, they are not clearing the cache, maybe for hours they are not able to see, okay. So for then you got to advise them, okay, that clear your cache, okay. So it's very important, okay. Cache is sometimes good, sometimes bad, this kind of thing, but it's very important for modern browser, okay. Every modern web frameworks comes with the cache control. Okay, if you're not doing cache control, your user experience would be basically not that much efficient. Okay, so automatically browser will be caching it. You need to make sure you want that particular information to be cached or not, or how long you want to cache it. Okay, that will be controlling later. For now, we know how to clear the cache and see the fresh UI. Okay, if you have any questions in here, guys, you can ask. Now, this is the button that is here. Okay, same way, just like we are seeing here, same way we are seeing this button here. And yes, every feature that this button will be having here in the component reference, that it is going to have here also. Okay, you click everything, the UI, everything you see. Once you are clicking, it is a little bit changing the color. Once you are hovering it, it is changing the color, everything. Everything it is going to.
One question.
Okay, yeah.
So can we store the field level information in that cache memory? Based on that, can we grab the information and place it in the?
It will store automatically. Okay.
Okay.
You not only you can, sometimes you will be struggling to clear the values. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It is default behavior that it will cache the data.
Okay.
You
So
can
you will cover that also, right?
it will let the information to be cached or not. Okay, not only code but other information also. All the information you are sending is in form of code only, right? So
Yeah.
yes, you will be able to. Okay.
So the thing is how much time it will store. So based on that, I can grab the information, right? If it's like take some time. So based on that time, I can grab the information. If it's like it's like
you know,
half a day also. So
sorry, did not get your question. What you're asking?
what is the time frame of storing that information? It might take something like half an
It's
hour.
dynamic. Look, it's dynamic. If consider that I am here for hours. Okay, I am in this page for hours. Okay, even though I am just moving here and there.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. In that page, how many seconds it will be there? So in up to that stage, it will store. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that also, and one other thing also, cached size also, your memory size also. Okay, so browser is having a different size. So if the memory is leaking over the size, then automatically it will clear cache for you. Okay, and time also. Not, I don't know any different time, but it might be like if you are not clearing the tabs. Okay, so it is just the whole code behind the your browser, right? Chromium that they are using behind that. Okay, so it's millions of lines of code. I don't know about that, but yeah, that behavior is kind of this
okay, until the user manually invokes the other button or something, so it will store until that time, right?
Yeah, if you are having a lot of cache memory, like if you are moving a lot, okay,
and
you are not closing the browser, so your cache memory would be kind of full, right? So it is not something like you lose some information. It is just like you have temporary information in your browser, correct? Now, as soon as the memory is full, then what will it will do? The older cache which is not used for long, it would clear that cache automatically and it will store the new cache. Okay. Now again, suddenly if you are going to the older page, now this time it does not have the cache, but it will make
it won't have the older cache memory. Okay.
Exactly. So that depends. You cannot ever control that. Okay, that is happening by the browser itself. Okay.
Makes sense.
Now let's customize this button a little bit. Okay, so here you see you have all the static value from there. Okay, so see this is label, means whatever you are seeing there as a label in the button. Okay, that you can change like my button. Okay, now let's deploy it. Now you have changed and deployed to the server. Now what you have to do, you have to just clear the cache. Okay, clear it. And here you see my button. So that's very small example of something that you are going to use any of the component and then you are going to customize it according to you. Okay, so it will tell you, okay, these many things that you are having here. Okay, like if I don't need basically title, okay, that should be fine. I don't need title. On click, what should be happening, that I can mention here, and then later I'll be doing that in JavaScript. Don't worry about that, we are going to go there. Okay, then you are having some class. A class is basically utilized for CSS purpose. Here we are using standard class, will be coming there, don't worry about it. Okay, so this is something that you are pulling from the component library and you are utilizing according to you. All the configuration those are allowed that you can do here. And what are other configurations those are allowed that you have to see? Okay, so you have this document tab and specification tab. Okay, documentation tab will tell you how to use that component. Okay, all the documentation that you are going to get here, most of the information that you are going to get here. Okay, so it is telling you, okay, lightning button, that's how you can use. Okay, if you want to use any of the icon, you can use that particular icon also. Okay, if I use this one, okay, then how it will look like? I'll just copy it, paste it, and deploy it. And then I'll go and refresh it. Correct. Now you see this button here, label is changed, as well as you are seeing an icon also. So, and that's what exactly it is mentioning here. If you see, here's another example that creates a button with the brand variant with the label and icon. Correct. This time it is using icon also. So you need to see the document for it. Okay, you'll be seeing standard or some variants also there in the preview. But for more configuration of that particular component that you are using, you have to see the document. Okay, the icon is positioned to the left of the label by default. So the example used icon position to display it on the right. So if you are not mentioning this icon position, okay, it is telling you if you are not mentioning this icon position, this is one of the attribute, right? If you see opening and closing tag and all the attributes, okay. Now it is telling you that if you are not using it, okay, then by default the icon would be in left. If you see, it is in right, correct? Now deploy it, refresh it. Correct. By default, it is in left. So there is always a default attribute for mandatory. You can say attributes. There is a default value. For optional, it is not going to be taken unless you provide. Okay. So by default, it is left. That's what it is telling you. And as soon as you are telling me, no, 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 I want that into the right. Okay. Then you need to configure this. You need to tell that, okay, icon position, what icon I'm using, icon position should be to the right. Okay. All right. And then you are going to get into the right. Same way, a lot of other configurations you do. Okay. Now, maybe someone was not aware of it. We can basically use the icons. Okay. But in standard Lwc, you see a lot of these kind of buttons, right? Now use it, and that's how it is. Okay. Now, if you see here, styling also we can do. Okay. If you want to basically some styling, you need to go to the SLDS. We'll be moving there. Okay. But for now, we are just seeing the components here. Okay. We'll be moving to SLDS. So if you want to make changes to the standard components, you need to get the SLDS reference. We'll be talking about it later, but for now, we are just seeing the components. Okay. Now here you see what it is saying: to prevent animation for a button, use the disable animation attribute. Okay. If you want to disable the animation, I think they're talking about that hovering everything. Okay, that you can do. You can try a lot of things. Okay, I also have not used everything. So they are going to tell you everything here. Okay. Now this add a margin to the left of the second button using an SLDS class. Okay, so SLDS class, you understand like this. It is like standard CSS. Okay, now you don't have to mention the property, only you have to mention the name. Okay, and automatically it is going to take the property. Okay, this is already recognized by Salesforce. Somewhere it is basically mentioned. I'll tell you later, but for now, understand the class, and whatever is starting from SLDS, that means standard CSS we are using. Okay, means standard styling by the LWC. Okay, we'll be reaching there, but we are talking about component only. Okay, so component is like, you know, whatever attribute. So here we are using stretch. Okay, I don't know what it is used for. You can also use the stretch attribute to expand the button to the full available width. Okay, in this example, the button is stretched horizontally to fit the full div container. Okay, so if you are basically having any container around the button, okay, you see we are having div, correct? So whatever width that particular div it is going to have, it is going to basically stretch to it. Okay, if I'm copying it, okay, right now I don't think I'm having anywhere that basically prepper up. After that, we are having the whole template itself. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm putting stretch here. Okay, let's deploy that. So you can try all these things. Okay, if preview is available, use the preview. If preview is not available, okay, then you need to try on your component. and you can have just this kind of component. You can try on it. Okay. See now what is happening. So this centralized component, that's where we have put it. Okay, now it is expanding throughout the width. Okay, and that's what exactly it was saying in the document. Correct. So that's how you can use it. Okay, and here you are having basically some CSS that we'll be talking later. Okay, because we're not talking about SLES still. Okay, we are talking about component now. This is about documentation. So documentation will tell you everything how to use that component. Okay, you need to read through it. Okay, if you know that, okay, that thing can be done. Okay, just come here, do search here. Okay, you'll be getting that, like, okay, if I want to put an icon, okay, then you need to put, like, okay, let's see where I can put. Okay, you see icons. Okay, yes, that's how I can use icon. Okay, just come here, see the documentation, change your code, and then utilize it. Now further tab you are having is about specification. Okay, so specification will tell you direct attribute values. Okay, you understand that whatever attribute that you can have here, okay, or what is the default value of attributes that you are going to get into the specifications. Okay, and what okay, let's not talk about handlers for now. Let's talk about attributes. So if you see, this is attributes that you use, like icon name. So it is here, like icon name. Icon name. Now if you read in front of it, Lightning design system name of the icon. So you might be wondering, okay, only the name I mentioned, now it is automatically taking the icon. Okay, so it's not like that. As this icon is basically from the Salesforce itself. Okay, Salesforce has a basically collection of icons that I'll show you over the SLDS. Okay, so that's what it's telling you. You just need to mention the name of the icon, and it will be taken automatically by the button. Okay, now names are written in the format utility down, where utility is the category and down is the specific icon to be displayed. Okay, so not to be confused, I'll tell you. Okay, SLDS icons, just type it. Okay, and you are going to get this SLDS icons. Don't worry about it, what you are seeing, landing the 2 or 1, don't worry about it. Okay, just see the icons. I'm telling you from where I'm using it. Okay. So the UI has been changed. Let's see utility. Okay, in utility, what I'm using, let me see, download. Okay, so if I do download, where they are, utility. Since this has come now, actually they have changed the UI. Okay, let me find. Yeah, let me show you the earliest one. Okay, are they going to let me or not? Utilities, and it should be icons. Here we are having icons. Okay, here you see view utility, I guess. Okay, here you see in the, so SLDS 2 has come. Okay, like they have upgraded the whole SLDS, okay, into second version. Okay, now this is the older SLDS that I'm telling you. Okay, I'm not visiting SLDS a lot these days, that's why. Okay, we'll be exploring together. Okay, now if I see download icon, okay, so somewhere it should be download. Here you see download. Now this is the icon that is shown there. Correct, exactly, that is the icon that you are seeing here, right? So what you have to do, you have to mention the category, utility, colon, the download. If I change to something else like donut chart, okay, here donut chart, will be coming again to the icons, guys, and we'll be covering again. Okay, don't worry about it, just telling you because it is coming here. Okay, so that you guys are not confused, or you're not thinking that, okay, this is something that I don't know. Okay, we'll be coming again to the icons, to the SLDS, and we'll be discussing again. Okay, just telling you how we are using it. Okay, now deploy it. From the utility section, I'm using donut chart this time. Okay, now if I go here and refresh it, now you see I'm seeing donut chart. So that's how icons are used. Okay, very simple to use. Just see there whatever you are basically after. Okay, see if you like it. Okay, a lot of type of icons, a lot of icons are there. I never used any icon from outside the Salesforce. They are very good icons. We are already using it. Okay, so that you can use it from it, and that's what you are saying is SLDS one. Okay, so now it is Lightning design system. Okay, Salesforce Lightning Design System. There you get all the design parameters. Things we'll be talking about it. Don't worry about it. So that's from where I'm getting the icons. Okay, we'll be coming again and building. Now icon position. You see now it is telling you describes the position of the icon with respect to the button label. Okay, exactly it is telling very clearly with respect to the button label. It is going to tell you the respective location, either right or left. Now option include left and right. So now these two values, this attribute would be consuming, correct? Now apart from these two, if you are going to provide anything, it is not going to take that value. Okay, obviously I think it is going to take default value. This value defaults to left. Okay, now you see default left. So if you are not mentioning this attribute explicitly as right, it is going to take left as default. That's what it is saying clearly. Label, the text to be displayed inside the button, exactly that's what we are using here, label, right? So it is going to tell you what all attributes this particular component is going to take, and then what values to that attribute you can provide. And if you're not using it, then, and if you're using it, then what will happen. Okay, so that's what all those things are here. Okay, now if you see here, type, it is going to take button. Okay, so specified type of button, varied values are button, reset, and submit. Okay, all these you can try. Those are having different basically values and different behaviors. Okay, we'll be talking about it. Okay, default values button. If you're not putting type any specific value, then it is going to take button by default. Okay, so in specification, what you can see, what exactly configuration that particular component is going to take and what are those values. Okay, so that you don't have to code separately for everything, just provide the value. It is just like you have a component and configure it according to you, use it, and that's it. Okay, now same thing if you are doing for like card, that we are going to use a lot. Okay, and obviously if you see your component is something looking like very not appealing, right? Because we are not using any card behind it. Okay, it is the background theme that is showing. Okay, so if you come here, let's see this kind of card it is going to show in behind, white colored card, and here you can just what is it, like place your things according to this. Okay, this is basic card, and it is having like this attribute lightning card. Okay, and inside lightning card you can have all the things. It is just kind of wrapper. Okay, and lightning card would be having a lot of attributes. Okay, and where you can find that attributes, obviously here in the specification. You see label, title, variant, icon name, hide header. Okay, heading label. So it will tell you what basically you have to use. You can use that. Okay, and if you want to see the utilization and the example code, that you can see here. Okay, so now if I say, okay, I want to use the lightning card in my component so that it looks like a little bit okay to me. Okay, now here you can see different views, card with narrow variant. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, now it will load like this. Okay, for all the components the preview might not be available, but most of the cases you are going to get that. Okay, title and footer. Okay, so you are having title and here you are having footer. Okay, so let's use any one of those. So once you're using any one of those, here you can copy it. Okay, so if I just copy it, go there, and yes, if you are going to change it, okay, here also it is going to change here, like my card. So you see it is going to change here also. So you can customize it here also and then copy it. It's just kind of playground for you. Okay, now if I put here, but I don't need all these things. Okay, now lightning card, which is having title as my card. Okay, inside that I want all these things that we were having outside it. Okay, now I'll just cut all those things. I'll put it here, save and deploy. Now I'm using two component, card, button. Okay, now let's see that. Right now it is looking like a little bit, you can say, white background and card. Since we are putting only title here, okay, this component is not having any extra CSS, so it is just showing to the full width because we have put stretch. Okay, now this is first component that is showing. Okay, so all those are showing in sequence. Okay, sorry, here you are getting the card rendered. Inside the card, first the div would be rendered and then your button would be rendered, and that's what is happening. Okay, So any of the component that you have to use, okay, you just go there and see what, and this is one of the assignment, guys, okay, just go there and see what all components are available, okay, what you can use, actually what capability that your component library is having, okay, because if you don't know that, okay, that we can do it or not, okay, how you are going to get and use it, okay, so maybe you will never know, okay, that thing we can do, okay, like file upload, okay. So if I consider that you get an assignment to basically create a file uploader, okay, and you might be thinking, okay, what should I be doing? Because that's not very easy task to just create any file loader, right? So here you see the basically preview is not available for some reason, okay, but here you see you are having examples, okay, just copy it and see the file loader will be available to you. Come here, okay, and then inside the card only I want it, okay. I'm not putting any CSS or anything, just deploying that, okay. Now if I go here, okay, and I refresh it, now I have the full-fledged working file uploader. Obviously the file will be uploaded, but it will not never be handled because I'm not handling it, okay. So if you see here, I'm not handling it, okay. On upload finished, if the upload is finished, what should be happening, that I'm not handling in JavaScript. We are still not talking about JavaScript, okay. We'll talk in next session maybe, okay. Now if you see, if I'm clicking it, totally working, okay. Now you just select the file and upload it, totally working thing that you're doing. If you never known that it is this component is available, try to build it on your own with standard HTML and CSS. You see how much time it is going to take, okay. So that's why I'm saying you a smart thing to spend time here, okay. One by one you see if you are understanding or not, that should be okay. You have a lot of you can say support for now, okay, or the internet, AI and everything. If you don't know something by reporting, what does it do, okay, you basically will be able to get it, okay. So accordion, maybe someone has not heard the name, okay. This is accordion, okay. So
And next, I
yeah,
have a question.
yeah.
Without controller, I can upload the file and it will be working.
No, actually that's what I told you, na, that I'm not handling anything, okay. This is the component that is basically totally working here, but
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that JavaScript I have not copied, correct,
Mm-hmm.
and I will not copy unless I tell you how to write the JavaScript, okay. So
Okay.
we'll not talk about JavaScript, okay?
Okay.
And Abhishek, can we control the size of the file?
Can we?
Control the size and type of the
Yes,
file.
yes, a lot of things. So that's why I told you, na, whatever you can do, that you can see here in the specification, okay. If you want to see more information, see in the document. If you see, let me see what all you can do. Whatever you can do, that is already mentioned here, okay. If something is not mentioned here, that you cannot do, correct. So like you see this attribute, right?
Hmm.
Multiple, okay. Multiple means it would allow you to select multiple files. So how? If you go here, and if I select multiple files, it is letting me allow to click on those, okay. If I do it, remove the multiple, okay, and then I deploy it,
Hmm.
and if I refresh it, and then if you are going here, you see it is basically not letting me, even though I'm just holding the control also, okay. Then
Okay.
it is not letting me. So it is one of the features. Now let's talk about that size, okay. I'm not sure at the time, okay, but somewhere it should be, or dynamically you can do also, okay. Dynamically how? Once the upload is finished, okay, that
Hmm.
basically particular file would not be saved into your database, okay. After that this handler will be invoked. So why I'm not talking about this handler and everything, because I'm not sure how many people are basically aware of that, okay. So we'll be doing very slowly this week, because these are very crucial things we are understanding, okay. Once we are good with that, okay, then top level things will not going to ever affect anything, okay. So what will happen, this handler would invoke automatically, okay. So there you can check dynamically what is the size of the file, okay, converting it into blob, correct. So now I don't know how many people know that, okay. So at that time you can see, okay, how much data it is there in the blob, okay. Then you can restrict user if it is like you have restricted to 1 MB, 2 MB, right? Then it will be like, okay, no, more than that you cannot upload, okay. You can throw error. So that also you can do. It is just top level thing. I'm not, maybe they have the uh, attribute here also. I'm not sure, okay. So you can see here, okay, a lot of documentation is given here. So very rarely you are going to use everything, but yes, you see the capability of the component first, then you basically go for your own custom solution. Okay, that's what my recommendation is. Okay.
Okay.
Abhishek, I have one more question. If I want to restrict file format like XLMS or PDF, then it will be controlled by HTML or JavaScript.
Actually, it takes basically, you see, accepts here. Okay, this is basically accepted format. Okay, so you can mention here whatever you are going to mention here, only those it is going to accept. Okay, so this is
Okay.
dynamic. This is dynamic. This is we are going to mention in the JavaScript. Okay, we'll be covering the file upload component. I am not basically telling you how to use file upload component. I'm just telling you it is there, and that's all you have to do. Okay, you have to
Oh,
go there and see if okay this file upload component is there. Okay, file upload component here you see we are having in our session. Okay, there will be covering everything. I'll show you demo how to upload and how to work with that. Okay, don't worry about it. Right,
okay, Abhishek. Okay.
everything that we have here, popular components we are already covering. Okay, the whole demo you are going to see the customization. Okay, maybe I'll not use all the attributes because that's not possible, right? But most of those I am going to use and I'm going to show it to you. Okay,
Okay, Abhishek.
now so that's important. Like if you never knew accordion is there, okay, how you are going to think about it, how you are going to use it in any of the solution, because every time it is not going to be told to you that okay go and use accordion. Okay, they will tell requirement, okay, Mr. Developer, I want a title, inside that I want stuff of it as a child. Okay, and I want title to be seen in single screen. Now what you'll be having a solution, you'll be having accordion. Okay, why? Because this feature is available in the accordion itself. Okay, so basically you see that component. Okay, just use that and configure it according to you. Okay, same way you are going to have alerts here. Okay, now you might be thinking, okay, how alerts look like. You see that. Okay, use it. Prepare always a temporary component there. If you don't see preview here, always use it. Okay, and see the structure how you should be using it. Okay, obviously you'll be doing that, but right now you don't have to do that. You just see, okay, alert is there, so in back of your mind it will be there. Okay, that thing exists. Okay, like avatar. Okay, so if you see here, avatars exist. If you need some this kind of information, this kind of use case is coming to you, so you'll be knowing, okay, I have avatar that I can use. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, you need to visit this as a basically component library. Okay, and component library you need to browse through and see what things you can use, like avatar sizes. If you see, just change all these things and see. Don't worry about what is written there in the code. Okay, I will be taking care of that later. Okay, same thing, badge. Okay, button we have seen, button group we have seen. Okay, so that kind of thing is available. Okay, that's what you need to basically make you like carousel. Okay, so what are those things? Also, it will back of the mind. It will be like, okay, that kind of thing is available. I can use it in my design. Okay, this is carousel. You might have seen somewhere. Okay, in Salesforce already. Okay, this is automatically basically moving in the background. Okay, showing the posters. Checkbox group. Okay, click to dial, and here you see flow. Also, you can use. So a lot of things are there. So at least you'll be having idea what you can do and not. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, each component just click once. Even though if you don't understand, don't worry about it. Okay, just know read something that it is doing what. That's it. Okay, that is going to basically build your basics, that with LWC what you can do with the standard configuration or using the out of box component. Okay, and that's very important for solutioning. Okay, coding is important as well as the solutioning. Okay, so unless you solution it, you cannot code it. Okay, because you are going to stack a long way further and you are thinking, okay, now this solution is not working. Okay, so that's why just visit all of those. Only this LWC component I want, don't visit this other one. Okay, not required. Okay, just see those what you can basically use here, and then we'll be moving forward in the next session. Then we'll be basically doing some of the components. If anyone wants any specific component to be shown, okay, we can temporarily show. Okay, but we need to discuss about, we'll be building one component, so that here you see we don't have any debug log. Okay, we don't have any you can say execute anonymous window. Okay, So for that purpose, we have to build our component that is going to behave like that. Because in JavaScript, once we are going to learn JavaScript, we need to see debugs, we need to see controls, right? Sorry, consoles. Okay. So for that purpose, we're building one component, okay, that would be behaving like our basically you can say execute anonymous window, and we'll be seeing the logs of it also. So that you have to do on your own. Okay. It is not provided instantly. And that's where you will be starting the journey of debugging. Okay. And that's all you have to do later on. Okay. So we'll be building a component where we can learn the JavaScript. Okay. So component communication is coming up. Okay. I mean, not component communication, exactly file communication. Okay. In one bundle itself. Now in further session, your HTML is going to talk to JavaScript. So just like I have been telling, right? So that's how we are going to build our component that would be basically triggered from the UI, and it would execute your JavaScript code. And then if it is going to execute your JavaScript code, we'll be seeing the executed things here also. Okay. So that's how we are going to build our own debug log. Okay. Debug tool, whatever you can see. And that's going to be very important. Okay. So don't skip any of the class, guys. Okay. These are building blocks that we are doing right now, and those are going to be helping. Okay. Any questions till now, guys? Anyone?
Oh, yes, Abhishek, I do have. Actually, I missed the Friday session
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting one error while authorizing the org.
No worries. Okay.
Can I share my screen and can I show it?
Yes, yes, you can do. Yeah. Let me stop recording, and if someone is having trouble regarding that, they can stay, or if